And we are live. Welcome everybody to another episode of You Know What? Let me just say podcast. I'm your host Ray. With me as always, we got Father
Yo, wash your hands, take a shower, and fucking cover your mouth when you cough.
and we got Tony.
The T virus is really real. The T virus is really real.
Gentlemen, how we doing today?
Sore.
Uh,
This T virus is out here is crazy. Zombie apocalypse. I seen every residential movie. I mean, every resident movie. I'm good.
Thank you for the segue. Just so we are clear. I already know in YouTube a lot of people are getting flagged for saying the C virus, or as Tony would call it, the T virus. I'm pretty sure y'all know what we talking about because YouTube are flagging people, which I don't understand why. But we're gonna talk about it anyway. It's gotten to, let's say it's gotten to a point where now it's canceling people's school, it's canceling games, it's canceling WrestleMania, it's canceling Evo, it's canceling everything.
WrestleMania ain't canceled,
Um,
right?
it ain't canceled.
Nope.
Oh no, I've heard like the mayor of Tampa is like she has the final word. So it, I don't know. Let's talk about it though. What y'all think about what's going on? How y'all feel about it?
Okay, well, the thing is for me, the one place I'm really looking at is Africa. I don't really care about United States that much because these motherfuckers tripping. But um, in terms of the coronavirus, so far from what I've heard is that like I think they said about how many people died, like a good. Let me check again. This didn't they say like 3,000 people died so far for the coronavirus?
I heard about 1,000 in Italy alone, so
Yeah,
it could be around 3,000. I heard about 1,000 in Italy alone, though.
yeah. Okay, so yeah. They said it's around 3,000, and you're right about Italy copping 1,000. So, bro, I actually no, I was wrong. It's about to hit 5,000 now. Damn. Okay,
Well,
so
I'll
yeah,
be down.
yeah. It's about to hit. It's about to hit 5,000 now, and I bro, the media, first of all, ain't shit for two reasons. Number one, the way that they like have like they instill fear into like a lot of people in America by using certain words and like painting a narrative that makes it seem like, oh, if you get this, life is over for you and shit like that. And another thing is how much like they neglect to tell people like exactly how to not really protect themselves, but like how to look out for people. Like, it's just Asian people and people coughing and you have coronavirus. They're not really stressing that, hey, bro, like just make sure you doing what you can. Make sure that you personally washing your hands. Make sure you got some hand sanitizer on you. Make sure like you at least be aware of your surroundings and shit like that. But this whole thing, it really taught me one thing, that people are suckers when it comes to what the media feeds them. And the way people is acting right now, like people getting beat up, and apparently Asians is facing discrimination because apparently the ones in America have it or whatever, just because they're Asian and shit like that. It's like you like, this country just never fails to just show me how dumb they can be when it comes to certain information and how they process certain information. You even got the damn president of the United States with his dumb ass sitting up there on the fucking press conference talking about this foreign virus. Shut your ass up. You were sitting there, you even spread false information that was given to you by people who don't even have real medical experience. And then just today, what's her name? Hold on, let me get her name again, because they had a briefing in California, I believe the state was, and it was a woman named Katie Porter. It was a woman named Katie Porter that went up, that sat up there and actually convinced the CDC director to commit to getting coronavirus tests for free, because the regular test costs $1,300, and if you're going to get quarantined, it's going to cost you about $4,000 in America. While in South Korea, which has one of the biggest outbreaks of the coronavirus, they giving tests out for free, and they giving food out. They literally giving food out. In Vietnam, the people that was affected in Vietnam, they giving food out for free for people who are sort of quarantined and shit like that. So it just really goes to show you that America want to profit from this more than they want to, like cure it. And that's always been the case because we got big pharma and shit like that. So they're looking at all this as a big check. And looking at all this like, oh, okay, let me monopolize that and let me monopolize that, while you got motherfuckers, like as you stated before, they shutting down like the events and shit. Boosie had to fucking shut down his Boosie Fest, which he was pretty upset about, which was kind of funny. But because Boosie just a funny ass nigga, but he was upset that he had to close that down and shit. But the way shit is going now, like we really just have to keep our eyes open, and we also have to make sure we're being told the right information. And also in regards to Africa, I'm really looking at that because the media is shaping Africa. They're looking at it like, yo, why haven't Africa gotten any real cases? Or, this is shocking how Africa is pretty much unaffected by the coronavirus. And you just had a death, and the people in Africa who are affected aren't even Africans. Most of those people are immigrants. Most of those people came from other countries. Like in just today in Ghana, where I'm from, fucking they had two cases of coronavirus, of people with coronavirus that came from Norway and Turkey, and they're not releasing their nationalities. So the fact that they're not releasing their nationality means that these motherfuckers ain't Ghanaian. These motherfuckers ain't African. So I just hope Africa really, really, really peeps what's going on, and they just keep themselves safe. Because I don't really want no black people or whatever suffering from this disease, because we've already been through too much. Like, I want Africa to be spared from this disaster that's going on.
I'm gonna be 100% honest. That shit should have never reached America, and I understand that it's not fatal, and well, it's not as fatal as the media portrays it out to be. But at the same time, if you're looking on the news and in Wuhan, China, where it came from, and people are welding down doors just to prevent people from not getting it, and it's quarantine. I'm gonna be honest. It was like nothing. I don't want nothing to do with that, even if it's not fatal. That like the whole keep that shit over here, keep that shit over there, because and I think you hit it on the point that because I've it's probably what we worst fear. America's not looking to cure it. We're looking to finance it and make big money out of it, especially since all this media scares and everybody's nervous and all that other stuff. And I didn't even know how much it costs until you said it. So it gets you to thinking that like nobody wants to cure, the money's in the medicine, because shit like this should be like we should be looking for the cure. It's like as human beings, we don't want to die off of shit that we can like prevent. Like I don't want to die off of some shit that can be preventable or curable or any of that. I I would rather just get this shit done and get it out the way so everybody don't have to worry. It's like no. I feel like I don't want to say this is the end of days and shit, but I just feel like are we like that greedy of money, and are we just like that stupid that we just let shit like this happen? Because as Tony like jokingly said, but even if it's true, it's like everything you see in like a Resident Evil, a Planet of the Apes, hell, even Space Jam. But even
Yeah.
though let me throw Space Jam out of it because we all know it's the monsters. But like shit like that is like people are scared. They don't know you're scaring people. They don't have that much information, and with that, they're going to try to take the most, they're going to do the most to protect themselves. Like, I don't know if you saw it in the news that a guy had it, coronavirus. He tested positive for coronavirus, and you see the black mother just spraying their kids with disinfectant before he get in the car. You got
Yeah,
old black ladies in like hazmat suits with plastic bags they probably got from under their sink, covered from head to toe. Talking, I ain't trying to get that coronavirus shit and all that other stuff. Like it, it, it makes people do that, and us not informing or at least trying to know what the fuck it is, I just said, no, keep that shit over there until we fully know what it's like over there and all that shit. The one thing I want to do is get, and this, like I said, this is I'm 100% saying this is selfish, but I'm not letting my if I was the president, I'm not letting my American people get this.
yeah.
If this shit is happening over there, I'm not bringing that shit over here because we don't need it. Yeah, it's just find the cure, and then we'll probably help you get that cure. But I'm not bringing that shit over here. Tony, what you think?
Well, it's a few things. I was talking to Raymond earlier, and I don't know, I was just reading into social media, and I was thinking that black people didn't get it because I didn't hear nobody black got it until Raymond told me, and I was like, "Oh crap!" I thought it was nigga blocked or something, but now I know, right? So, so now I know. But the great thing about it is that the president, he didn't believe in science. He didn't believe in anything as far as medicine. Actually, he when he came in office, he took like a lot of their funding away, the epidemic funding for the people that take care of stuff like this. So
Yeah,
they ain't run drills, they ain't have money for it. So what he had to do is he had to get everybody at the last minute to try to take care of. And then the same thing too is like we not getting a lot of testing. We ain't getting a lot of tests that we should be getting compared to other countries because we move extra slow. And I know y'all was saying earlier that that it's all about the money thing because it seems like they taking a long time for the test to come in or to give out the test to all these states that hit it real hard. They got hit harder than other areas. They're taking a long time, and I guess they just like you said they're using it for money thing. And then also, Trump said earlier that if you have the virus, that your insurance will take care of everything, but it's not. When you get sick, the insurance not going to take everything for free. You was going to be they was going to help you with the testing. Um, it's crazy because it's like the president, he don't care. He don't put out the right information. All the meetings and stuff he had on TV, they had to correct him every time about certain things, as far as the border, anything coming from China, uh, the packages, the boxing. I mean, the packages and the shipping, everything had to be stopped, which they had to correct and said no, it wasn't. It shows you how President Trump is because he gotta really rely on his people, and he don't have the people behind him to uh to actually have the knowledge. He don't, like I said, he didn't believe in scientists. He didn't believe in none of that. So it's like now everybody that told him earlier was like, nah, don't worry about it. It's a democratic thing. They just putting that stuff for you. And how he was saying, like, I think he was saying like last week, he was like, if you could get sick, don't worry about it. You could still come to work. It's really ain't gonna bother you. Now it's spreading. And it's spreading because we're not prepared. And we're not prepared because we don't have the leadership that don't take it seriously. It's all it's all a big hype when he feel that he's the president. He can say what he want to do and do what he want to say and do what he want to do and feel that he's not immune to anything. But now this is the time. It's crunch time. He's not. He's facing all these things, all these issues, and he don't have the people behind him to actually tell him the correct things to do, and it's showing right now. Like I was talking to Raymond right now, like Merlin is out of school for 2 weeks,
yeah.
to the 27th. The libraries is closed. I think the courthouse is going to be closed a little bit. It can't be no more than 250 people at one spot, and Also found out this is gonna be everybody spring break. So hey, a big fuck you on that shit because nobody really can do stuff on a spring break because they can't gather around. You're dealing with stuff like here. So I feel that it's gonna get worse before it get better.
Right.
I was just about to ask y'all too, like how does it affect, like, since everything's getting canceled, like Romania, Evo, E3, school, how is it affecting y'all personally?
Well, it's affecting
If it's affecting y'all.
it's affecting because a lot of people wasn't prepared to you can't work and watch kids for the people that watch kids, and a lot of babysitting. I mean, a lot of daycares are shutting down too because they got funded for people with small business. If you infected by it, they'll give you funded. So it's like if you were at a job and if you got younger kids, they can't stay home. You know what I'm saying? You shit out of luck. And thank God I work at night and my wife work during the daytime. I'm kind of covered, but not for the rest of the families. They gotta deal with this stuff, and then you gotta think about also the Chinese carryouts, all that stuff. They are getting harassed, crazy, like crazy, because a lot of people thinking they the reason for the coronavirus. air Air flights are cheap as hell. They say they expect us to lose $22 billion during the spring break because usually a lot of people would travel. It
Yeah.
affects a lot of business. It affects a lot of people in their homes. It affects everything. I mean, for me, I gotta be in the house with my daughter for 2 weeks straight and working at night. But I make it happen. Whatever, do what I need to do. But God forbid for the single mothers or single fathers that work or do stuff when their kids at home. This was unplanned, unprepared, and being that the dial is down too, the stocks and all that stuff, it's going to hurt a lot. Like I said, it's going to get worse before it get better.
Yeah, I think you pretty much hit it on the nail on the head there, man. It's just the whole bunch of businesses is being affected, and then on top of that, you got people that don't really read shit, so they're misinformed about shit, and what because they misinformed, that's why you see all those people going to those fucking markets and they stealing all the hand sanitizers and all those toilet papers and stuff to the point where as soon as they stock it, it's gone. As soon as they stock it, it's gone. Workers now, employees now are starting to like pocket a few for themselves before they put it up in the shelves because people are going to start, rating that shit like, the world about to end or some shit. And I'm like, bruh, all y'all pretty much need to do is just be, like I said, be aware of your surroundings. Make sure you wash your hands. Make sure you got some hand sanitizer on you, and take your showers. And like you should be fine. Ain't no one saying, oh, if you go out there and breathe the air, you're gonna get it. But people just they take certain information and then they just like they run with it without putting in the proper context and on how to protect themselves and shit. So universities closing down. Kids that kids that got visas are pretty much stuck here. Like and it's all short notice too. So if you are actually staying in a state where your family not from, if you're going to school out of state, how are they supposed to get home? And you like it's a whole bunch of shit that these people like Tony said, like none of it is on plan. And then when we're trying to make sense of it, here comes some more nonsense information that make people go even more crazy. So it's just like there's nothing you can really do. Just watch what people are doing and then just try to adjust and adapt the best way you can. Unfortunately.
I feel sorry for the jobs because I don't. The thing is, I know Americans could be greedy, so and I don't know like how's this like everybody said. I'm don't know how it's gonna affect everybody's jobs because some people can say stay home, or less. Some people can be like, nah, fuck that. You got to come to work anyway. And like Tony said, like the daycares are closing up. There's a lot of places where it's just closing up and they're not letting people in. How are they going to like manage to do that? Do this and that, and a lot of people don't have people to rely on like that. And for people that like to go out to social gatherings, I feel sorry for them because like they just like I said, people who pay tickets to go see WrestleMania. I don't know. They're gonna get their money back. I don't even know if they're gonna get a refund. Um, that's if WrestleMania is being closed or not. I don't know. I've heard WrestleMania being canceled. Father says it's not. I'm not sure, but I know like every other like thing like E3 is getting canceled. People was looking forward to that. The NBA season done locked out.
Yep.
It's like, and I like my NBA playoffs, so I know I'm bored of that. It's like, damn, so what we gonna do? I said, I hope they don't cancel the Masked Singer. I'm gonna have nothing. But any last words before we get to the next subject?
Yeah.
America, you
Also,
done goofed.
yeah. Also, you gotta think about everything is connected into you know WrestleMania or the small gatherings or the E3 or the concerts. All them people that got jobs that set up the stage or work in audio or had them small jobs are not able to work, and a lot of them companies are not going to pay them when they off. So it trickles down all the way. It trickles down all the way to the people with the small uh, collar jobs, blue collar jobs that will be affected as far as making money. And then you got to think about it like this: if this stuff start going on for 2 weeks, people may gonna start stealing stuff, breaking into people's houses and stuff. Like I was saying earlier, like people going crazy over toilet paper, hand sanitizer, water. I was in a Safeway today, and there was no water.
That's
Um,
wild.
it's no water. And you go into I went to CVS. There's no hand sanitizer, but there's a lot of soap. But soap cleans way better than hand sanitizer
Right.
with soap and water. It's crazy because it's like I said, like it's literally the T virus. I call it a T virus because the Trump virus, because it was a virus that could have been stopped. It could have been maintained a little bit better than what it was by not having the right testing, not having the right background people, and he decided that it's not important and he was gonna put the money in something else. And the crazy thing about it is that still April 1st, he's still cutting 80,000 people off of food stamps. So it's like you doing all this and you still saying you're gonna cut food stamps to the bottom people that are gonna be struggling even more, and it's crazy. I'm done.
Yeah. One thing I do want to say though, in regards to like people getting their jobs cut and shit, I do remember seeing that I think the owner of the Mavericks or whatever, like,
Mark
you,
Cuban. Mark
yeah,
Cuban.
he said he was going to try and like pay off like the workers that are getting out of work and shit like that, which I thought was dope.
Yeah, I think so too. Mark Cuban's a good guy though, so I wouldn't expect that from him. I would expect that from him. He's a good guy. He's always been like dope. As since we're talking about the President Trumps, I wanted to talk about what it looks like is coming down to Bernie Sanders or Joe Biden, and it looks like these are the top two candidates. And I wanted you fellas' opinion on: do you like any of them, or are you going to end up holding out your vote?
Bruh. Bruh. What is even this election, bro? At this point, the main thing that's like clear to me right now is that the Democrats, y'all dropped the ball, bruh. Y'all fucking dropped the ball. Y'all got a W with the House. Y'all voted people into the House. And then the very first thing y'all motherfuckers do is go for impeachment. And you got the impeachment because you got niggas in the House, but you know that shit wasn't gonna pass in the Senate. You motherfuckers knew it wasn't gonna pass in the Senate. And you had Trump laughing his ass off the entire time. Now, of course, he didn't have his, nervous moments and shit like that. because this man gets slandered on a damn near daily basis. But the Republicans and the conservatives and the people that support Trump and shit like that, like they was laughing at y'all, honestly, because it's like, okay, yeah, he's impeached, but you're not gonna get him out of office, which y'all been saying y'all was trying to do since 2016. Y'all motherfuckers didn't take it that much seriously and say, oh man, there's no way Trump could have won. Nigga ended up winning the fucking electoral vote. And then y'all came to find out that he was colluding with Russia or Ukraine the entire time. They even had whistleblowers at the at the time. They even had whistleblowers talking about, yeah, we fucking did it. Yeah, he did this. Yeah, I monitored the phone call for that. Y'all had all that motherfucking evidence, and still you knew that the Senate was gonna say, "Hey, yo, man, he ain't really do nothing wrong. We gonna let him walk." And now he's still in office for him to fuck shit up even more. So now y'all sitting here looking dumb. Joe Biden with his racist ass, he like sitting there parading himself, talking about, oh, when I become president, it's like, bro, Biden, motherfuckers don't really fuck with you, and the only reason why the only reason why you was even winning all those votes in the first place is because Americans don't really know any better. We found that out in the 2016 we found that out in the 2016 election. As a matter of fact, it was Bernie that was supposed to win over Hillary, but he got cucked. If you went back and do the research, so the fact that Bernie is still in it now and he's still trying to get this shit, he's still trying to get shit done. But the thing is, Democrats don't even consider Bernie a real Democrat. He more so doing his own thing because he's more of a socialist. And for some reason, socialism is considered evil in this country. But when you look at countries like Norway and Sweden with really, 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 really big, good fucking you know what I'm saying, economies and shit, them motherfuckers is doing well for themselves. Yeah, they taxes are high off the ass, but look at what that's paying for. Free health care. You ain't gotta pay for a damn ambulance to come pick you up when you sick or when something happens to you because you don't know what tomorrow will bring. You got free education. And these people are not just going to school just to go to school because it's free. These people are going to school and they're some of the most brilliant minds you'll ever meet in some of those countries. That's why they're able to stay in those countries and develop the fucking economy and develop the infrastructure of those countries. But we got too many people. That's why you got so many immigrants that come to America because their financial situations, they don't really got the money to implement socialism. Or the third world countries that do implement socialism do so in a way where like they have to take out loans from different countries and shit. And they got to pay that shit back. So there's so much shit that is at stake here when it comes to the future of America. Now, when it comes to Sanders got the young people's vote. Young people's really fucking with Bernie Sanders. But when it comes to Biden, Biden got more of the older vote. Even the primaries that he won, the black vote was primarily older black people. So, you got those people, and their vote was kind of questionable too, because this is a man that was pretty much the master, well, not the mastermind, but he was like a big contributing factor in the 94 crime bill. And then you got fucking what's his name? Elijah something. What's his last name? Elijah what?
Rush. Is it Elijah Rush?
No, no, not Elijah. My bad. I was thinking about Elijah Cummings. God rest his soul. But no, it wasn't him. It was the other bald one. What's his name? John Lewis, right?
I think so.
Yeah. John Lewis, the one, the one on the Edmund Pettus Bridge. They're always talking about Selma this, Selma that, and I'm like, we understand and we appreciate your contribution to civil rights, but if you bring up Selma one more fucking time, all right, that it is
You
not the
right.
time. It is not the time, and I don't mean to disrespect him, but it is not the fucking time to reminisce about what happened in the old days. It's a new generation now. Shit is fucked up to the like. Back then in the 60s, when he was marching on that same Edmund Pettus Bridge, you could work a minimum wage job and pay for your fucking tuition. We can't do that shit now. So we looking at Bernie and he's talking about free healthcare, free tuition. He's talking about bailing out student loan debt. And I'm sitting here fucking what 50,000 in debt. I'm looking at him like, hey man, hey, he might not have much of a plan for black people, but getting rid of that debt, shit. Why wouldn't I vote for that? That's within my best interest. So I'm gonna do that. But people are so again, the main people that are like skeptical of Bernie Sanders are people who don't read or people who actually don't take the time to figure out the math of what Bernie's doing. I know I'm sounding like a Bernie supporter here, but I'm gonna say I'm leaning more towards Bernie because I definitely don't want fucking Biden. That nigga. If Biden get into office, a lot of black people are gonna die. A lot of black people are gonna die with these cops and shit. They gonna die, and that's been he's had a pretty good track record of killing black folks when it comes to his policies and what he entertains as laws in America. So imagine my shock when Kamala Harris ass went over there to endorse him, the same woman that accused Biden of racism in one of the debates. So it just goes to show me that these people, like, it just goes to show me that the Democrats aren't really fucking with Bernie. So if Bernie is going to win, Bernie is going to really have to, like, really, really get the young people out to vote. And I feel like he is going to do that. But at the same time, there's also a lot of people that's just done with politics. They just done. And you can't really blame them if they don't vote because the last two elections we had were jokes.
Look, the way I see it is, I think people are going to hold their own votes. And I've said this, Trump, I've been saying this like 2 years ago when I was like, all right, who the candidates are we going to get? Because I didn't know Joe Biden was running yet. And I know Bernie Sanders was kind of iffy. Hillary Clinton was like, I may, but I'm like, I wouldn't do it if I was Hillary because you already lost twice. And I'm pretty sure nobody wants to elect a loser. Not trying to harp on Hillary Clinton, but she did lose twice. Um, and the other people like Andrew Yang and Kamala Harris, I was sitting here like, who the fuck are these people? And then when you look them up, as a black person, even though they're black, like Kamala Harris and Cory Booker, I'm like, no, nah. And there was a lot of people that wanted us to support people like Cory Booker and Kamala Harris because they're black. But black people's like, no, no. We like it was real. Like we looked at their past, we looked at what they built up, and we're like, yeah, she qualified, but no. And and that's how people looked at Kamala Harris and Cory Booker. Andrew Yang, he was talking about giving people $1,000 a month. I was like, all right, that's cool, but what are you going to do for black people? I felt like this whole election for black people is like, what are you going to do for black people? I feel like nobody, except for I think Pete Buttigieg. I keep calling him
Yeah.
Buttigieg. Pete, old Petey boy. Um, I think he had a plan for black people, but even then, people was like not fucking with him either. So it's just like, all right, you got a bunch of these Democrats that black people are not fucking with. We're going to end up holding our votes, like a lot of people said, because we're not getting the tangibles that we want, and I feel like you're trying to pander to us, but not give us what we want, and then you're trying to put us into other people, but we're not, but we know, and this didn't happen plenty of times. If you put us in with other people, especially why I hate the term person of color or people of color, we know that we're going to get the crumbs out of it. So we're like, nah, fuck that. We want to know what are you going to do specifically for black people. Now, Bernie Sanders, I know he talked about reparations, but he's not really down for it. Now, the only thing I will say about Bernie Sanders is, yes, he doesn't have stuff for black people, but he has things that black people could take advantage of. I'm not counting him out. Joe Biden, he reminds me of. Have you ever seen Everybody Hates Chris? Father,
Yeah.
remember the teacher? She was like, she would say racist things without like really knowing they're racist. Mrs.
Yeah.
Morello.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
how. That's
Miss
how I look at
Morello.
John. Yeah, that's how I look at Joe Biden. He's Mrs. Morello, and it's just like he's not trying to say anything racist, but it just comes out like racist. It's like, is this man? Does he know what he's talking about? All that other stuff. It just, I feel like black people are like that. We're looking at him. It's like, that was racist, right? And he's like, what? Never mind. So the way I'm looking at, I'm like you. I'm leaning towards Bernie. I'm leaning towards Bernie because I do feel like Bernie is for the people. But I feel like if Bernie is going to run against Trump, the Democrats are not going to back him. And I feel like if if the Democrats are not going to back him, then we're going to end up with Trump with 8. So that's why I'm thinking Trump might do 8. And a lot of people feel that way, and they don't even support Trump. I don't support Trump. And every time I look at, and this is just a personal thing, every time I look at a black man with a MAGA hat on, I don't know. It doesn't give me fear, but it's just like it's that it it's like germs. It's like cooties.
Yeah.
She's it's just like cooties. It's just like I don't want to touch you. You just and then watch them say. I saw one football player say, "Oh, you the first black president," and that shit just like disgusted me. It's like we did not have Obama in office. You gonna call Trump the first black? I'm like, oh my fucking god, what is wrong with people? But what up? I guess if I had to do anything, I'm leaning towards Bernie. And I'm not telling people who to vote for. Hell, I'm not telling you to hold your vote or not. But I want y'all to like at least know who y'all picking with, and then hopefully that person is the right candidate. But if you hold your vote, I'm not going to hold you. What about you, Tony?
I agree with both of y'all. I agree with Bernie, but I think this whole time during the election, everything has been focused on Donald Trump. That nobody never really had anything to really talk about serious other than we need to beat Donald Trump. So a lot of people wasn't able to get their plans or their ideas involved, and it was just too many people running. So it was just hard to find the person that you wanted to support with like all the whole I mean with a lot of people running for office. And the crazy thing about it, like you said, like Bernie is a socialist, so the Democratic Party is not gonna support him because they still have they donors, and they donors are not going to allow him do it because they know they're going to lose a lot of money. That's why I feel like everybody is hopping on Joe Biden rather than Bernie Sanders because they know that Bernie Sanders don't care about the rich people that have money that's controlling everything. And like Donald Trump, he made himself, if everything that was always on the news, he made sure himself or made him important in all the news things. So like I said, like there was no time to even think about anything else. It was Trump, 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 Trump. Even the shooting that happened, all the shootings after the shootings was Trump, 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 Trump. And I think Joe Biden is probably ain't gonna be no better because he's their white friend. They're always like, yo, I got a black friend, I'm cool. I got a black friend, I'm cool. I know Obama, I'm cool. I was vice president, but that shit does not work all the time. You having a black friend is irrelevant. And I think that, like you said, Jameson, that Trump party gonna do another 4 years because first of all, these two motherfuckers are old as fuck. They old as hell. Bernie Sanders just had he had an episode with his heart, and and Joe Biden is old as hell too, and it's just too much. I think that Joe Biden is probably going to win the vote for Democratic primary party, but Trump is going to win.
Yeah, Biden's not beating Trump. He's not beating Trump. I'm sorry.
No, he's not. And the crazy thing about it is that also like the last election, the Democratic Party screwed Bernie Sanders.
Right.
Um, they screwed Bernie. I remember you was talking about earlier is they did like Bernie Sanders had the biggest crowds of Hillary Clinton. He had the biggest people there. Uh, the primary party for the Democrat, the manager, she was working with Hillary Clinton to sabotage Bernie Sanders so he wouldn't win, and it
Right.
just got thrown in the face. So that's how Trump won, because Trump said he knew if he would have ran against Bernie Sanders, he would have lost. But
Right.
nobody didn't like Hillary Clinton because she was just crooked as fuck. I didn't even trust her, man. She had foundations that she was just screwing people over. The laws her and her husband came up in 92, 93 about the one strike rule for black people. It's crazy. And this is the same chick that came on the Breakfast Club with hot sauce in her purse trying to relate to black people. What type of fuckery shit is that? Bernie Sanders could have won the last time, but I think that Joe Biden is going to win because a lot of companies, like I said, a lot of companies are not going to support Bernie Sanders because everything is powered by sponsors. Everything is powered by donors, and all them donors are not going to lose all that money, especially dealing with pharmacy and medicine, and it gonna come up free. They ain't gonna let that shit happen. They ain't gonna let this happen. So I think that Joe Biden is gonna win. Let's just say right now that if Donald Trump fuck up on some stupid shit about this T virus is going on and make people really think about what's going on, he could fuck up on his own. And then Joe Biden or Bernie Sanders, maybe be a switch. But how it looking right now, it looks like Trump gonna win.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got any last words before we move on to our next topic?
This election sucks. I hope Bernie, by some miracle, makes it, but we'll see.
Yeah, I agree with you too.
Two old
All right,
people. Two old people. They're like what, fucking 70? The hell,
Yeah.
man. They're gonna build. They'll have built-in fucking walking escalators or little treadmills in the White House, and they gotta walk that much. Man, come on, man.
They might die from the stress of presidency alone.
Yeah,
Shit.
cause you see how Obama was. You know all the years he was, how he was at first. He was looking all young. He was like the laid-back, cool guy. Then he started having all this gray hair and stuff. And now, after he got out the White House, he got his youth back.
Yeah. Nigga free.
which is
Man,
why I said I don't want Michelle Obama running for president.
nah,
I
nah, they.
understand black don't crack, but she gonna look like Cicely Tyson by the end of the fucking presidency. And shit, nah, we're not doing that. And plus, I don't want to hear another 4 to 8 years of people bashing Obama for no reason. Like,
You see that?
I understand.
People bashing Obama about stupid stuff. They bashing Michelle Obama. I keep saying this stuff like that she got a dick or she's a man. But all the degrees she got and how smart she is over the stuff she has endured doesn't matter. But Trump's wife is like the greatest first wife ever because she been digged down by so many people. It's crazy. How? Doesn't even if the shoes on the other foot, we'll get criticized. It's always got this stand that if a black person and a white person are not on a level, a black person gotta do 5 times more than a white person gotta do to even be accepted close on the same similar level than a white person is successful.
Yeah. Work twice as
And
hard to
he,
get half.
and then get criticized on the one thing you did. Oh yeah, you know what? He was in school, but you know he was 16. He stole 2 pack of lawnators. He's a thief. The fuck out of here, man. I don't want Michelle to be running because I think it'll be too much for her and their kids, man. I think she could do a lot more outside the White House than in the White House because the Republican Party blocked so many stuff that Obama was trying to pass that he's got it sitting on his desk. So it's just you only do what you can do. But I mean,
And that's what
how's
I honestly. This is my bad. I didn't mean to cut you off, but that's what I've been trying to tell people because it's usually some of these black folks, and so like it's the one thing I disagree with Umar Johnson and a lot of pro-blacks that say Obama didn't do nothing for black people. I was like, Obama. First of all, I've always said Obamacare helps out a lot of black people, but black people didn't take advantage of it. And plus, the second thing I've always said, and I said this before on this podcast, he had a whole bunch of 8 years, and I seen nobody like really was trying to get shit done for the black community. And but the gays, the LGBT, and this is the one thing I don't blame LGBT for because they was doing what the fuck they supposed to do. They wanted gay marriage. They asked for it. They badgered them till they got it, and all that other stuff. Like we really didn't ask Obama for shit until Trayvon Martin got fucking murdered, and then now when people looking back, I don't see him doing anything for fucking black people. I was like, I don't remember nobody asking him for shit. I think if anything, y'all wanted him to just do his 8 years and do it without scandals, which a lot of people did, and then just get up out of there. And there was no, I don't. Now I could be wrong, and I don't know about y'all, but I've never seen no black person asking for shit until after Trayvon Martin got killed.
Yeah, they asked him for a lot of stuff. It's just that Mitch McConnell, he was the Republican Party leader. He blocked a lot of stuff to get passed. And what the crazy thing about it is that, it was a lot of racial shit going on where they block a lot of stuff for black people, minorities. Now the LGBT community is different because you have mixed races there. You have a lot of white people. You have a lot of people who support the LGBT community and the other letters more than they'll support black people. And
That's
it's
right.
crazy because you gotta think about it like this. It's white people that's in the LBG community. It's rich white people that's gay or is in the LBG community. There's not a lot of people that will support people that's gunned down as black people. They're like, well, he should have been when he supposed to been, or he should have dealt with the police officer said. There's nobody supporting that because regardless of everything, you never understand being black until you black. You look black. There's nothing you could change. I had this conversation, I think, once before in a podcast with one of your friends on here. I was like, you black first before anything. Before you be gay or anything else, you black. You people see you, you see black. Now if you gay, you can be silent for a little while. You can act you can play the part. I can't play the part without not looking black. So I feel that a lot of people not gonna support black people because they not in that they not they never be in that world unless they black. But LBG community, oh yeah, they in there. Kids one day dicks chopped off at 11 years old. Oh yeah, let them do what they want to do. A person get choked out from the police officer, he shouldn't do what he's supposed to do. And realizing in the military that you move on defense alone, right? So if a beast comes in your face, the first reaction you're gonna do is swap it or move or ducking weed. So if police is choking you or doing something to you, you automatically gonna try to move your body. You're not gonna just like get choked out and put your hands behind your back. You you would never understand of being black or being minority unless you're a minority. And LBG has got a lot of stuff accomplished because it deals with different races. So they have a lot of behind that. So Mitch McConnell, like I said, Mitch McConnell hold a lot of stuff doing president try to pass in office, but he denied all of them. Healthcare, everything. As far as a lot of stuff, as far as for the schools and everything, dealing with minorities and black people, he just held that shit. But he couldn't do that with LBG community because it's a lot of white people just white. You know what I'm saying? They got gay kids. They got kids that's in that realm. So it's hard to be that president where you got people in office is blocking you just because they don't want you to be successful. And what I was saying earlier, like you got to be black. You can have 5, 6 degrees. You could be the first person walk on the moon, but they're gonna look at your criminal record when you was a kid, and that's be the only thing they will look at. Pause.
Uh, we got anything else to say? You want me to move on to the next topic?
You can move on.
Okay. um, let's talk about Weinstein. Now, he finally the sentences came in. They gave him 23 years in prison. Now, even though he probably still got another damn couple trials in Cali that he got to deal with. But as of now, he's been sentenced to 23 years in prison. Fellas, how do you feel about that?
Oh man, Weinstein. Bruh, he's the one that they really started the Times Up movement. That was because of him. And then like the Me Too movement really came because Tarana Burke, the founder or whatever, she, was trying to get at everyone else. But obviously we all know what happened with that. And so in terms of Weinstein, I'm glad that at least he's facing like a time that's more than 10 years. Because remember, we're still coming off the fact that Amber Geiger, who killed a black man in cold blood, got 10 years. Who might not even do the whole fucking 10 years off of cold blood murder. So this man Harvey Weinstein, who's arguably one of like the most influential people in Hollywood, and to have influence in Hollywood, like, bro, you get to dine with kings and queens type shit. Like, you are no joke. You can stop anything that you want to. You have so much pull. You have so much pull. You can pretty much become a politician if you that influential in Hollywood. So the fact that this man got 23 years is a W. I do believe it's a W, but I do want to point out one thing. There was a whole bunch of people talking about, oh man, this is gonna shut those niggas up. I was talking about, why don't y'all go after black man? Why don't y'all go after black man? And it's like, bruh, it's not only Harvey Weinstein that we're talking about here. That's what you're not understanding. When we was talking about Bill Cosby, we was talking about Bill Cosby because his trial was full of bullshit. That's what we was trying to get across the entire time. But a lot of motherfuckers don't listen when black men talk. We was really going after what was going on with Bill Cosby because there was inconsistency in the prosecution's cases. There were inconsistencies. You had a whole woman who wasn't even there at the time that she said she was fucking assaulted. So there was a whole bunch of shit that was not lining up in Cosby's case, which is why people was going hard for Cosby. But Harvey Weinstein, niggas knew he did the shit. Niggas knew he did this shit. The people that was coming out on Harvey Weinstein, they had receipts. These were people that also had a lot of pull too. Hell, Lupita Nyong'o had shit on Harvey Weinstein. You really thought you thought they could afford to ignore Lupita Nyong'o? She's not even a U.S. citizen. They wasn't gonna ignore her. So I'm saying all of that to say that Harvey Weinstein, even though he had all the money and all the pull in the world, he was not he could not escape interest, or he cannot accept the status quo of what they're trying to uh, put out there within Hollywood and the media and shit like that. And I've seen some people talk about he's probably being a scapegoat, but the only reason why I don't think that he's a scapegoat is because Harvey Weinstein, if he really, really, really wanted to, I believe that he could have at least gotten less than 20 if he really, really wanted to. But the main thing that really killed him was the fact that all the people that was accusing Weinstein, they all got on code. They was all on code. There was like you barely heard anything about an actress having inconsistencies. None. You heard none of that shit. You ain't heard no foul play. Everything. The investigation seemed to run smoothly, and they spent extra time reviewing the documents, reviewing evidence, reviewing all that shit. They took other people's shit into account. Two movements spawned because of it. You know what I'm saying? You had digs on him when it came to the Oscars and the Academy Awards. Like, there was absolutely no way in hell he would have gotten away with it with that much heat on him in the first place. Now, if he did it to a whole bunch of women of color, he probably would have gotten away with it. Probably. Or if he didn't have gotten away with it, he would have gotten less time if it was women of color, if it was black women. But because white women were in there too, and because they had that pull, they had that clout, they had that real feminist energy, they had that like cohesiveness, they had that code. He was not gonna beat that. He couldn't Brett Kavanaugh his way off that situation. And we nigga, I don't care what nobody say, we all knew Brett Kavanaugh did it. That motherfucker did it. Just by the way he was sweating in fucking court and the way that he was fucking fidgeting with himself and shit, that motherfucker did it. So I'm glad to see that Harvey Weinstein's going away. I think a lot of people are glad that he's going away. I think black folks in general didn't really, I won't say they didn't really care, but they really wasn't even all that invested because Harvey Weinstein just Harvey Weinstein. But like when there was a R. Kelly or when there was like a Cosby, and not to compare the two, because we all been know that R. Kelly should have been locked up, because we all been know he done did the shit. Like that's no secret. But when it came to cases like Cosby, and then fucking Michael Jackson was the one that got a lot of people angry. Michael Jackson was the one that like because of that, we canceled one of like the biggest economic figures of our time, which is Oprah. When it comes to the black community, when you think of money, you think of Oprah. She's a billionaire, bruh. Ain't too many billionaires running around in the black community. The fact that we all just collectively just fucking pushed her ass out the way, that shows you that we're not compromising our principles for a check. So, and Gail King went after Kobe Bryant. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, Michael Jackson, Kobe Bryant. As soon as he passes away, God rest his soul. What's his name? Russell Simmons. He had to flee the whole fucking country because he wasn't trying to get caught up in any of that bullshit. Like, when you think about those names and the way that people was applying pressure on them, that's not to say, oh, we're trying to let them get away with what these white men are getting away with. No, but there are so many more names out there that y'all collectively fucking ignore to focus on people that honestly, like, they have to investigate, they have to research everything. Like the women that come out, like at this point we can only just go word for word, we can only just take their word for it. And as we've said many times, Ray, we cannot be put in a position where we just going on just believing women just out of the blue, because unfortunately some women can lie. We're not saying that when somebody comes out there is a chance that they could lie. Unfortunately, there is way too many cases of black men getting their lives fucked up because of the lies of a woman. So we have to be careful with the narratives that we're putting out there. And we also make sure that, this is not a matter, and I've said this before, it's not a matter of believing or not believing, but we support someone who claims sexual assault. Let's give them a space to really tell their story. Let's give them a space away from these cameras and shit that affect their mental health, that makes them want to that makes them want to go away from the whole situation in the first place. Let's make sure they're in a place financially to afford these lawyer fees if they do want to press charges. That at least. So we're not looking like, oh, we're just going to push them off to the side while they're doing it with something traumatic. Again, we wasn't there, so we don't know. Most of these accusations is coming out like 10, 20 years after the fact. So we don't know. We can't sit there and say he did this to you. We wasn't there. So it's important to support the women that come out or support the men that come out, because there's a lot of men in Hollywood that's been touched as little boys. There's a whole pedophile ring, in Hollywood that, it's like that fucking documentary, The Open Secret, which was banned and basically blackballed. There was another project like that, another recent project. He was supposed to debut it on the fucking internet, like I think this week, and it got blocked. Like the server actually got took down after he paid for it. So he's gonna try and distribute that shit off DVDs, and like he was gonna like fucking expose the entire Hollywood industry. Like he had receipts, he had personal experience. He was about to fucking turn Hollywood upside down with what he was going to expose about Hollywood. But nope, the feds got him. He made the block too hot, and they fucking got him. Now, thankfully, he's not dead, but him trying to expose Hollywood, there's gonna get some goons that's gonna come after him. So, like, when we talk about Harvey Weinstein, we got to talk about, like, this is something that's beyond, like, him sexually assaulting women, because he's in a place of power. He's in a position where he can run shit. Of course, he's gonna feel like he's Big Meech and try to touch these women. Donald Trump did the same thing in that motherfucker in office. So it's bigger than just Weinstein. It's Hollywood. If you want to do Weinstein, you better look at all of motherfucking Hollywood. But y'all niggas don't want to do that, because if you expose Hollywood, you pretty much destroyed what? Like, you pretty much destroyed a big part of America's revenue, of America, ignoring the problems that they have to focus on some superficial bullshit. Like, who's Jennifer Aniston dating this time? If Hollywood gets flipped over on this nail, nobody in America wants to deal with any of those repercussions, because they ain't about that life.
I want to piggyback on the one thing you said with the black women. Uh, Basically, like, this whole, for some reason, and I'm not saying it really did, but it almost did. It turned into a black man, black woman kind of thing. Like, it seemed like we didn't have black women's backs or some shit like that, or we wanted people like R. Kelly and Bill Cosby to get the same type of treatment that some of the white men that did wrong get. Like, they wanted them to get like lesser time, or at least get no time at all for the actions they did. And a lot of black men had to say no. Like, if he did this stuff, he should rot in jail for what he did. Now, like you said, the Bill Cosby thing, that thing was a bunch of bullshit. I don't think he raped those women. R. Kelly, yes, I seen the tape. I seen what he did. He should really go to jail for that. But like we was telling some of these black women, it's not that we don't want them to suffer. It feel like you're putting all this thing on black men, or you're trying to make black men the face of pedophilia. And we're trying to tell you, we seeing this in the media. You have two documentaries on R. Kelly. You got this big ass spectacle on Bill Cosby, where that shit was like every day you was hearing about Bill Cosby. I usually hear about Weinstein for like a week or maybe a day, and then he just goes away. And the only time I've heard of this much is now, because he was in court and he has gotten convicted. Kevin Spacey, you heard about him in Sprints. Charlie Sheen, you heard about him in Sprints. They don't even talk about Les Moonves. They don't even talk about Charlie Rose. They don't talk about all these other white men. And that's what black men was trying to say. If you're going to come after us with that much vigor, you might as well go after these white men with all this vigor. But y'all didn't. And that's all we want to say. If you're going to do it to us, do it to them. And I feel like people was ignoring that, and then that's why a lot of black people was angry about that, because it's like, I'd be damned if black men don't be the face of pedophilia when these white people that are actually in power doing way worse shit. And one thing I will say, I'm glad I was wrong, because I said he might do 5. He might do like the minimum and all that other stuff. He might do 5 or something like that. He might get off with an appeal or some shit like that to get him like go scot free. I'm glad they threw the book at him. I'm glad they gave him 20. I feel like justice is served, and I feel like a lot of black men like that feel that way too. So it's just like, no, we want this to happen too. We want Weinstein to get at least life, but we'll deal with 23 years. We as black men want that too, as much as you black women do. So now that all of this is over, or in my eyes, I don't know if this is just beginning or if it's over right now. Okay, how are we gonna rebuild Hollywood? How are we gonna, now we know that some of this shit is happening, probably some of the more prevalent names like Weinstein are in jail, and a lot of these people that do this stuff are not around the industry no more. How are we going to clean up? So I think we need to get to that point to where it's like we need to clean up Hollywood, so where black, white, straight, gay, whoever can have an equal opportunity to prosper in Hollywood, where you can go to work or you can go to your business or you can go somewhere where you don't have to feel like you gotta do the casting couch to get a role unless you kind of like doing it on your own. But you don't have to feel like you have to do extra to get a role in some sort of movie. I feel like now we need to get to that part where a lot of other races are in those position of powers that we can trust will do the right thing and put people in the right spots. And if you get there, you earn it on your own vitriol and you own it on your own, skills and talent, not because you did favors for bigwigs. So now that I feel like with Weinstein, like you got your big wig. That's cool. You got your. What's next? Are we going to fix Hollywood, or are we still going to complain about um uh the shit that goes on in Hollywood? Because if we still complain about the shit that goes on in Hollywood, I feel like we're not getting nowhere. Now let's get to the point where we can fix Hollywood. So now in the future, and I'm always thinking about the future because I feel like we should make things better for the future. In the future, like if my kid wants to get into the Hollywood industry and all that other stuff, I don't have to worry about him or her having to do XYZ to get a specific job, or I can trust that he or she not going to be violated in a place where he or she feels disrespected. So I'm hoping we get to that part instead of just keep complaining. Tony, how about you?
Well, the first joint you was talking about with Weinstein, right? I feel that it's the acting he did with that little fucking crush. He probably ain't gonna serve probably like 5 years of that sentence because it's different between black jail and oh my gosh, I'm rich and I'm white jail. You know what I'm saying? So he probably gonna be in this jail with 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 silk sheets and he probably have bitches coming and sell or some shit. It ain't gonna be like no rough jail type that he's probably gonna be in because he's just way too connected with money and he probably got dirt on a lot of people in Hollywood. So I feel that it's still not gonna be even compared from a nigga on the street. You get locked up, your stuff could be like over like that 20, 30 years and that's it. And that's it. But I feel that rich white people or rich people that's well connected, it's not going to change. I mean, from what you was talking about earlier, how to fix Hollywood, it's not going to change. It's a different environment than us. They are connected. The laws don't apply to them. You know what I'm saying? It's they probably had to do this for example for Weinstein, but it's so many people doing it. You kind of think that he's not the only person that's doing shit like this, and it's just a different code out there. You take care of one thing, other stuff. You gotta think about like if you think about movies, you could think about music. How they feel that how I'm hearing rumors that like a lot of rappers got to get digged down or do some shit with Diddy to make it famous. It's just stuff I'm hearing. But I think it won't change because the money is too big. Laws don't apply to a lot of people with money, as you can see. That's just my opinion. Weinstein, he taking a little L, but I mean he old as hell. He got a lot of money. He probably gonna get out in 5 years. And then crazy thing about it, 2 years or a year down later after he gets sentenced to go to jail, nobody really gonna be talking about it because it's gonna move on to something else. And then he probably gonna get out of jail, gonna probably be chilling and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I mean that's just my opinion.
Anything? Anybody have anything else to say before we move on to the next topic?
Nah.
All right. I just I don't know. Me personally, I understand where Tony's coming from. I'm more optimistic. I feel like at some point we got to do better, especially for the future generations. Because I do feel like sometimes the older generations. I don't know if they try to make things better for the future, but obviously every it's not. Cause like Father done said, like you could work a minimum wage job back then and like still go to college and all that other stuff. You can't do that now. It's just I hope that at least we as this generation will try to fix the future for at least you know
Fuck
the
no.
next generation. I understand, Tony. Um, this will probably be the last thing we talk about. What's the white people using the word simp now? Like,
You said what?
I don't know. What is what's up with white people using the word simp now? SIMP. Like, I remember that was like a black word and all that other stuff. Like, brothers, we've been using that word for the longest. I'm seeing more white people using the word simp now. What is up with that lately? And
I I have never heard that before. A definition, please.
I get there's an urban dictionary. I probably gotta look it up, but the definition I always give is not really a definition. It's more or less an acronym. Someone idolizing mediocre pussy.
What? Oh wow.
So, all right, let me give you an example. So someone we would call a simp is a nigga that would do something like, "Hey man, yo, she's really pretty. Like, I want to take her out to like a date, and then hopefully because I treat her well, she'll give me some pussy." That's simp ass behavior, like that type shit.
Oh wow.
Like she
Thirsty
gotta,
niggas.
yeah, like she gotta do the most bare minimum shit, and niggas just suck her dick for no reason.
Oh wow.
Okay, I got the definition. It's like basically someone who gives a redundant, over the top attention to a woman that are of far less value than intention or praise given. So
So it's saying I can just go up to an ugly chick and, oh my god, you're so beautiful. Take this 2 for $5 and I'm about to get my dick sucked. That's it.
Yeah,
basically,
Oh
yeah.
wow. Oh my
So
niggas been, that's pimping. Niggas been doing that but the bottom hoes for years for that shit.
yeah,
I
but the
give you the
difference,
world.
yeah, but the difference is these niggas got no game though.
Oh
These
wow.
niggas got absolutely no game whatsoever. I'm talking about dudes that like they don't dress, like they probably don't shower, they clothes is rack, like bottom of the barrel dudes.
Wow.
and the way I see it, like I don't know, do you be on Twitch a lot, Tony?
A little bit off and on.
Okay, like all right, it's prevalent on there. Like me and Father, we've been on some girl because they have this thing called Just Chatting, which I find kind of hilarious because Twitch used to be a place where they stream video games and all that other stuff.
That's what
And
I thought.
like
That's why I literally thought it was just for video games. I use it for man. And you saying they use it for what again? Because I'm about to look that shit up in a sec.
ju- just chatting, and some of the and some of the top women are, I'm not gonna lie, some white women that everybody know. I don't want to say their name because they be flagging people, but let's just say some of the type women are like white women that they're like pretty, but they do the bare minimum, and it's not like their content is like, oh my god, this is so amazing that you gotta see. Like they don't do nothing but sit there in a gaming chair and barely play games, or if not, don't play games at all. And they just talk about random stupid stuff, and then like people just give them money. Not even.
Oh yeah, that kind of makes sense because
so.
um. Oh wow.
So I wanted to ask y'all, do y'all think like so because 2020 because I've been saying 2020 is the years of the simps, and I was thinking like any y'all has there been an increasement of simping lately, or do y'all see that like an increasement of simping in this time of day?
An increase?
Yeah, like are
Well,
people simping more and more than ever?
well, okay. That's an interesting question. I'm gonna put it like this, right? because of social media and the access that it gives to do, like, because back in the day you was only really limited to the town that you was in. Like if you wanted to go get some new girls, like you had to go outside, or like dudes had to bring girls from other towns into your area and shit. And so now with social media, now that everything is there and the access is there and shit like that, like a lot of dudes do a lot of simp shit for like not even for the pussy anymore, just for the attention, or like the illusion that somehow she's gonna single you out and make you and make it seem like you actually got a chance. Because I'm gonna bring it to back in the day. Back in the day, you either your game was either tight or you wasn't getting nothing. And like a lot of dudes would put their mans on, or a lot of dudes would like what's it say, they'll pass it to them, and it was up to you to like secure it. But now, shit, bro, niggas is like sliding in the DMs. There's illusions and shit. You see stories of girls getting flued out and then they can't get back because the dude ain't trying to pay for a flight. And then you're also hearing stories of girls selling they bath water and a whole bunch of crazy type shit. Like I feel like at this point it's simping, but it's gone beyond like what we're used to like back in the day. Yeah, like it's gone to it has literally gone to levels that you can't even fathom. Like it's simping on it's simping on steroids. It's like it's Super Saiyan simping. Like these niggas, these type breed niggas are some of the thirstiest motherfuckers I've ever seen. And you know what's even more funny? That you brought up Twitch, because Twitch is a hotbed of simps. And then not only that, we could talk about the whole nerd cosplay gaming community too. Cause them motherfuckers, when you are really involved in that community, holy fucking shit. It seemed like not like 1 out of 5 dudes is a simp, and they bring that type of energy around, and that's why they be getting so finessed easily by some of these fucking average looking females. And and it became so prevalent to the point where it became a meme, or it's become so like ingrained into that certain type of culture that even if you respect a woman, like even if you get to a point where you see a dude being unnecessary with a woman, and then you trying to check him for it, you get a whole bunch of dudes calling you a simp. And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. The fuck? I'm trying to like make sure that you coming at her correct and I'm the simp? Like, nah. So I do think in a way it's a word that's being used to like it's a word that's being used in the wrong context, just to call a nigga a simp whenever you there's the illusion that he's trying to get pussy by trying to white knight or whatever. But the shit that I done seen a lot of these dudes do, fucking buying bath water and fucking subscribing to OnlyFans and talking to women any type of way because you feel entitled for some low attention. You're not even guaranteed the poons anymore, and then you want to call me a simp because I'm trying to correct your ass. Cause that's a personal experience for me. I've been called a simp so many times, all because I done corrected these fucking vacuum cleaner hairline ass niggas when they talking to women a certain way, and I'm not really feeling how they talk to them. And like when see, like when you grown and like you know what you want and you know you a solid and you know you solid, like you ain't gotta project shit. You just do you. You just come the way you are. You just come thorough, and the girls be choosing, and the girls gonna be cooperating with you. But a lot of these dudes is insecure. A lot of these dudes don't really know how to really court a woman or really know how to talk to a woman. So they resort to memes. They resort to stupid, fucking Twitch shit. They resort to shit like that in order to get a conversation going. And then, once they find out that, and then, they get mad when these women are out here finessing their asses. It's not her fault that she got her OnlyFans. It's not her fault that she sell fucking news on her Patreon on the side. These motherfuckers is buying it. And because these motherfuckers is buying it, or these motherfuckers is leaking the shit, because most of them leak that shit, and they got that access, they think they can talk to her any type of certain way. So that's when you get the niggas that go, "Oh my god, I love you so much. Oh, you make my dick hard." Like that type energy, and then they just use that to finesse. If if anyone else was in that situation, they do the same shit. That's why for women now in 2020, it's a great time. What a time to be a woman in 2020, where you can be mediocre looking, show some titty, put it on your OnlyFans, and niggas is gonna buy that shit. So of course, it's I think it's enabled on both sides, but there's the simp, and then there's the woman who's taking the money off the simps. Very rarely you'll see like a dude do the very exact opposite and put up his OnlyFans and a whole bunch of girls is trying to choose on him. That almost never happens. You're a unicorn if you do that shit. But a lot of these women out there that got these OnlyFans and making money off these simps, hey, don't hate the player, hate the game, bruh. Y'all some simps and you're paying with your wallet for it.
So you done following?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. So let me get this right. So just correct me if I'm wrong, right? So
Mm-hmm.
this is just examples I see, right? Uh, Instagram, uh, Snapchat. Hey, cash out me some money, and I can show you some videos. Is that sipping?
What, the dude asking her?
Yeah, the dude. If the girl got like a Snapchat, she say, "Hey, follow me on blah 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 for new videos, and we can chat it up." And she's paying for it. Is that sip or that's something else?
No, that's something else.
All right. So what about this, right? So my brother, he got this joint. I don't know. It's this app called Tag and Live Me, right?
Uh-huh.
And I don't know if you heard it before, right? But this is an app where it's a live feed and a girl could be talking to you or she could be doing anything. She could be cooking. She got the camera on her and you give her gifts, but you use money to buy the gifts and you give the gifts to her and she get the money. And that's it.
Well, okay. It would depend. Is she giving the gifts because he think he got a chance while he doing it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's simple.
All right, bet. Cause I see that, man. Like this junk called Live Me and Tag. They got the junk where you buy these gifts and you could be talking to the girl, you could be chatting to her. You like, oh my gosh, you're so beautiful, and the chick could just be like sitting there playing music and shit, and you'll send her a gift, and then she'll, oh thank you, send me more gifts. But there's no chance in hell she would ever fuck. It's just that
Yeah,
she do that on a regular basis, and like I kind of think it's a freaking income. Females do this stuff off of income. That's
yeah,
what I mean. Like Father, when you say it's a good time to be a female. Let me tell you, if I was a female, I'll be playing PUBG, Halo, every little game, and just be on live, and just people would just give me stuff.
right.
I don't know how to play this. Can somebody help me? Please send me $20, and whoever send me $20 first, I would give a shout out to you. You like, oh my gosh, she gave me a shout out for $40. Yeah, it's good. I see that a lot, and I look at a lot of Twitch stuff. I look at a lot of YouTube stuff. I look my brother, he's on Live Me, and he be doing that stuff. And he be telling me females be thirsty. They just sit there at the table or sit there at you try check that John out. She just sit there. She don't be doing nothing. She could be having a conversation. She could be talking about taking a shit. And motherfuckers will send her gifts just because they think she's beautiful. What type of game is that? Yo, I'm about to be a stripper for real, man. Fuck that shit. I'm in the wrong game for real. But uh now I know what sip is, so thank y'all for educating me.
Like I said, I've heard that term since like 2012, and like I've seen white people use it now. Like, but I guess that's on a different level. One thing I've always said though is OnlyFans is the new strip club. If you want to see a bunch of bad women, you have to go to a strip club, or you have to go to the club at least once or twice. Go at least try to like spit game to a bad joint, try to take on and do what or what with consent, of course. But I feel like the even on the women's aspect, it's gone lazy because These women don't even have to leave their house. Hell, half of these women don't even clean their room, and I've seen men just throw money at them. And like some of these girls, and I'm not gonna lie, some of these girls do not need a Snapchat Premium or OnlyFans and all that other stuff. It's like they be asking for like $20 a month and all that other stuff, and you kind of look at them as like you not worth $20 a month. To the women that's listening to this, I'm sorry, some of y'all not worth $20 a month. Some of
No,
y'all not worth. Some of y'all not worth $5 a month.
no.
But there are niggas that like I said, everybody has their preference and all that other stuff. Some may like your ugliness, and some may like your awkward normal. Some like I remember someone that father showed me, and I was like, wow, you are painfully normal, and that's how I looked at it. I was like, she was painfully normal, and she had an OnlyFans, and she had people like hyping her up, and I was like, where? It's like, what about? And we looking at the same woman? It's just like,
Pussy power, man. Pussy power.
bro, I've like, okay, obviously y'all know me. I've never been that desperate for pussy. I've there's times I've turned down pussy because I didn't want to do it.
Hint, hint.
By the way, father knows who Tony
Mitch!
I'm saying, like, okay, I'm not a Denzel Washington, but at the same time, I'm really not that desperate for vagina. So sometimes I do talk to women. Sometimes you like when you talk to women, you kind of sit there like some of y'all. I can see why some of y'all are single, but some of these dudes. Oh man, you probably and like Tony said, oh, you are the most beautiful woman on earth. I would drink your bath water, and if you would have sold it, I'd have buy your panties off of you and just sniffing and all that other stuff. I was like, what is this level of thirst that I've never met I've met a lot of beautiful women, but I've never met a woman that will make me say, I will drink your bath water or sniff your drawers and all that other stuff. I find that repulsive. And yet there are people that are doing this.
You want to do that for Megan Good?
No. Well, sniff your drawers, no. Look, like I said, there are fine women. And like I've said the closest I've ever gone to, like, I say, like, I'm not pulling out. But as far as other things, like the sniff of the drawers and all that other stuff, nah, I'm not that type of dude. Like I've said, I tackle big women, but that's just off of stupidity. But yeah, I've been seeing this for some. That's why I really can't get mad at the women, like I said, because the thirsty niggas, the thirsty niggas are the audience. And some thirsty niggas giving their money, so it's like, why wouldn't I do it? And by the way, to the ladies, I don't understand how y'all insult the same people that give you money, but at the same time, them niggas still give them money. So it's just like it's a weird conundrum because I've seen like some girls just like, damn, you niggas thirsty and all that other stuff. It's like I can't believe. I wish you thirsty ass niggas would get off your line, but at the same time, you think to yourself. These same thirsty ass niggas are the ones paying your bills. You don't have to leave your house. I'm gonna be honest. I hate
attention is better. No attention is better than attention. Bruh, a lot of niggas get rocked off that shit. You know, the dudes will get rocked off of girls like, you ugly as hell, get off my line. They're like, oh my, she want me. She playing. She blah blah blah. It's a game.
Bruh, I remember there was one dude, he spent $13,000 on this one girl, and then he found out that she was married. Yeah, bruh, the sip goes. It goes.
Wow.
Father knows. He spent $13,000 on one girl, found out she was married, and was pissed because she didn't tell him she was married.
She probably just her husband probably walk around like, babe, he thanks for having me buy the shoes, man. I mean, they good in size. the fuck?
And yeah, a lot of like there's a lot of people that like that. It's just um
But
and
all right, so let
like I
me
said,
ask
I
y'all.
don't like. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
let me ask y'all. So would you be down for your girl having like a OnlyFans? Like she only be doing like what? Like let's say she got an OnlyFans and she sold a titty here and there or whatever, but like she was bringing in a whole bunch of money. Let's say she charged that shit like $15 and she got like fucking 500 subscribers. Would you let her keep that OnlyFans?
If it was my girl, yeah. If mama's wife, no.
I
Ah,
was going. This is what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say no because some of the top Twitch streamers that has OnlyFans and still get people there, they're not nude. You see no nude stuff. Maybe like a
ah.
booty cheek, maybe a booty cheek here and there, but they're not completely nude. They're not doing no other stuff. I like some of them are getting money and not being nude. And plus, I'm pretty sure, like, if she has a Twitch and all these people are doing it, she's probably making money off of that Twitch alone. The extra stuff is just like for the extra thirsty dudes. But I'm gonna still say no. I don't know. I think what's mine is mine. I don't feel like I should share mines with everyone. Um, now,
If it
like, if she's an entertainer, I would understand. But like, I don't know, just a regular person or a regular like a stripper joint, nah.
if it was my girl and I don't love her, then yeah, I'll be the director. I'll be with the camera and everything. I'll be like, yo, we need more lighting in this jump, man. Get this money. But if it was my wife and somebody you settle down, you got kids, that's something that you don't want on the internet because it affects a lot of different people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
plus your kids can see it. Go ahead, father. My bad.
yeah, but cause like there was actually having this discussion on Twitter because there was like somebody asked the question and the dudes that said yeah was called simps. That was
Oh
called simps.
wow.
Yeah, that was called simps because like to the dudes that was calling the other dudes a simp, they didn't like the fact that oh your girl selling your girl putting herself out there like she for everybody and shit. But my thing is like yeah, even though that's true, she is putting herself out there and shit. Number one is it's a paywall. Like you gotta pay for this shit, and then number two, you can look but you can't touch. Shout out to the Bella twins. So like if I know that I'm getting the cheeks, or if I know that I'm the one she's coming home to, and I'm getting to fuck. You know what I'm saying? Does that still make me a simp though? Because I'm like, I actually got her. You feel me?
I don't
But
think that makes you a simp.
right,
It's like
say
it's like when women call other women pick me's. Like they used to call Ayesha Curry a pick me, and I always say she can't be a pick me if she was picked. Like she's
Hey,
married. She's
so what
married.
about so is it the same thing for the girls that work at Hooters?
oh, they so like they working at Hooters, but they got a man.
Yeah. And
Nah,
they just being flirtatious to get better tips. You know how the
yeah. I
females be.
mean,
You
yeah,
expect that from a Hooters, though. You really expect that from a Hooters.
yeah, it's yeah, they selling the experience, so they can still have a man and like so like if I went to Hooters or like if a self respecting dude went to Hooters and they know
he
that the
said a
girl over
self.
there,
He said self-respected man.
yeah, like if they go in there and they see a fine like they got a favorite, like I'm going there, I got a favorite, but I know she taken, I know she got a man. I'm still gonna like the attention she giving me because you know I'm in the moment. You know what I'm saying? I'm not worried about her man at that point. I'm in the motherfucking moment. Right now it's me and her, and she cooperating. That's all I need. So I'm gonna enjoy my food and enjoy the cooperation.
Wow.
Okay, so let me ask y'all this question: how do y'all feel about sex workers in general?
You said who?
How do y'all feel about sex workers in general? Because a lot of people could claim OnlyFans as sex workers, but I always say it depends on what type of sex work. It's like, how do you feel about it? Do you respect it or do you don't respect it?
So for me, and all right, so I actually like booked a session with a sex worker. So for me, um, I like
What's a
I
sex
respect.
worker?
It's basically somebody. It's basically like people who sell sex. Like they people that got OnlyFans that do masturbation videos and shit like that, or the people that's set up sessions for you to like if you got a fetish or some shit like those type of women or those type of dudes, porn
Wow. Okay.
stars, shit like that. It's like an umbrella term.
Yeah.
So
Oh.
yeah, so for me personally, I respect the hustle because sex work is not easy. And I can't imagine it would be easy for a lot of these women because number one, a lot of these sex workers actually look good. So like there's a look that you gotta maintain. And then number two, you like depending on what you're doing, you're gonna be meeting a lot of clients. You're gonna be meeting a lot of people. So your health is going to be jeopardized. You feeling what I'm saying? So let's take porn stars for example, or like amateur porn stars. Like they're at a greater risk because they gotta pick and choose what talent to work with and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Because you can still catch shit from doing scenes and shit. So they really gotta be careful and really screen the people that they're about to do scenes with. Not only that, build a network they can trust because motherfuckers be real stingy with the fucking money. And then not only that, a lot of people content gets stolen and they get uploaded on Pornhub or X videos and shit like that. So so not only like do they have to also have security about their shit, they also have to make sure that their shit is like exclusive. Like you can only get my shit if you pay for it or if I willingly upload it to a place where you can watch it for free. So like I respect the hustle of it and people who host like sessions, like women who say, okay, I'm gonna be at this city. So first of all, they gotta travel to the city. They gotta pay for hotel, they gotta pay for food or whatever, and then they gotta make sure that people that they set up sessions with actually got the money, and show up on time, and then like also they're not no feds or nothing like that. So there's a lot of layers to the whole sex worker thing depending on what you're doing specifically. So there's a hustle about that I respect. However, I do have one criticism, and the only criticism that I have about sex work in general is that I feel like a lot of them don't really take the time to really like I feel like sex workers need an off season. That's my only real criticism. I feel like a lot of sex workers need an off season. Like if you selling sex or like if you doing masturbation videos and shit like that,
Yeah.
like have an off season to really center yourself because you are providing a
You in
service
the
for
house yet?
people. So
Oh, all right.
when you take all of that into consideration and you also take into account that a lot of these dudes that they're dealing with like that could fuck up with your mental health and shit like that because you dealing with undesirables like you dealing with people that you probably wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole but they got the money though, so you like have an off season. That's all I'm saying. Like have a season where you just like you recenter yourself, or like you make sure that you just keeping your mental health and your spiritual health and your physical health first before anything. That's like my only real criticism for sex work, and I know there's a lot of sex workers that do that anyway. But yeah,
I'm kind of with you. It's like to me, it's levels to it that I do respect. Like the porn stars, that's like in the industry because porn, like I told people before, porn is not easy. It's a lot of filming, it's a lot of, and like it's a lot of you got to know if the person's clean or not, if the person can get it up or not, and all that other stuff. It's like how many movies you're doing, and and how much you're going to get paid to how much the equipment and all the setting up there. Strippers, I tell people all the time, I respect strippers because strippers, you kind of like have to be social. The thing, and I've been to a couple strip clubs where I've seen good looking women who are like just got bad bodies, just banging and all that other stuff. They don't get a dime because they're not social. Like they'll stay at the one spot and they don't get no dances and wondering why niggas are not tipping them. And so they go home like these niggas ain't got no money and all that other stuff. And you're looking like while someone with, just as good got a good hustle and or got a hustle mentality, know how to get that money and know how to talk to men to where not only they're getting their money, that they could come back and get more money from them. So I've seen that in strip clubs, and I respect that too because I feel like, and I tell people all the time, you should go to strip clubs and try your game out because and I actually learned this from Tony. You should try your game out. Sometimes, like you get into conversation with these strippers, they actually pretty cool. You get their number. I've gotten a couple strippers numbers, had conversation with them, and like there a couple of them cool. The ones I don't respect are like the ones that like stay in their house and just use their cell phone and then just like do whatever and just put it on their OnlyFans and all that other stuff. They don't do meetups. They don't do nothing, all that other stuff. And them the ones that be uh complaining about the thirsty niggas that come to them, but them the same niggas that you want the money from and all that other stuff. So, like I said, there's levels to this shit that I don't respect. So, like anything below a stripper, I don't respect. But at the same time, I always ask, would I want my daughters or anybody in my family to be doing that? Fuck no. Now, like I understand, like it is what it is. It's a job. Sometimes a job is a job. You gotta do what you gotta do. I don't want my daughters doing it. I hope excuse me, I hope that my daughters or my nieces are in a position where they don't have to do it, where they can go to school, get a respectable job, and never have to touch a pole again. Like I don't want nobody, and say what you want, I don't want no one in my family doing it. In the words of Chris Rock, I feel like if your daughter doesn't touch that pole, you fucked up. If your daughter wants to become a stripper, you kind of fucked up as a dad. I feel like our only one of our few things is to keep our child off the pole, especially if you're in that child's life. You, um you want them to do well. Like Tony, what's your daughter doing? What's she in college
Uh,
for?
she for engineering, but she dropped out.
What?
So she dropped out. But I put your point in there. You realize that a lot of porn stars don't have bad relationships with their father. They just wanted to do it because they want to do it. You know,
Yeah,
so it's like it doesn't matter. You could be the greatest father in the world. It could just be her that she want to do it. She could just be want to be a stripper just to be a stripper because she feel that she want easy money. It really has nothing to do with you being a father. Now going back to early conversation, this is one of the oldest professions in the world. Um, and I think that everybody needs somebody. You know what I'm saying? Everybody needs somebody. It's for a minute or a second or just that attention. I feel that if females, regardless if they doing it on the phone, if they doing it on video, they doing the meetups, all these dudes that don't get no girls, sometimes it make their life better when somebody give them attention. I feel that if females wasn't doing these, if the females wasn't doing what they doing to a lot of the men far as attention or anything like that, a lot of men will go crazy. If you're in a world where you feel like no female's not going to talk to me, I don't get no attention, I don't have no sex, I don't do no type of communication or whatever, niggas may go crazy. I feel that a lot of females that do what they do, it's good and bad, but I feel that it's therapeutic to for men because sometimes it help men. Sometimes men don't want to be around females nagging as far as a girlfriend. They just want to get their rocks off. Sometimes they just want somebody to talk to. Sometimes they just want to feel liked. I mean, if they putting up the money, they dumb enough to do it. I mean, you gotta think about it. You put so much money into a girlfriend for years and years and years, and you could break up. You could just meet a girl and get right to the point. Yo, I want my dick sucked. That's it. I'm chilling. I'm good. I want to have sex. I want this, that. It's just straight to the point. Um, I have no problem with females doing what they need to do because I know males would do what they need to do. I feel that it just got to be safe and it got to be respectable and it got to be responsible.
Anybody got any last words on that before we get to our last word?
Wait, hold on. You ain't forget about the elimination chamber?
Oh yeah, shit. Um, yeah, let's touch on that quick. What did y'all think about the elimination chamber?
It was a lot better than I thought.
Yeah, me too.
Because I thought it
I
was
hated.
gonna be fucking whack.
So I'm like the few people that hated the ending. I hated the ending, and the reason, like, I knew Shayna Baszler was going to win. Let me just start by that. I knew Shayna Baszler was going to win, so I didn't have a problem with that. My problem is what I always had a problem with the WWE. It's just that they don't make the people they lose to look strong. I understand, like Mick Foley. One thing about Mick Foley, he did not win a lot of matches. He actually lost a lot of matches, but he looked strong doing it. Like you had to really, really, really fuck him up to win. I feel like they don't do that no more in this day and age. Like the whole elimination chamber, I can understand her choking out, and this is probably biased because I'm a big Oscar fan. I can understand her choking them out and all that other stuff, but none of them put up a fight. Especially like especially Oscar. I feel like Oscar is the only one to put up a fight, but she like got her out there with the quickness too. I did not like that. And I did not like the fact that when she did choke him out, they had to wait until the time was up, until the time was up to come in there. Like I felt like you was wasting time. You could have spent that time in there like NXT. Like NXT is a fight. Every match that NXT does is a fight. Like even with the loser, even when they lose, you want to see them again because they put up a fight. Like Keith Lee and Dominic Dijakovic. You want to see Dijakovic, even though he lost, you want to see him do it again. Or like Ciampa Gargano. Whoever loses, like they damn near beat each other to death, but you want to see him again. Hell, that's the thing. Same thing with Mick Foley. I feel like Mick Foley, he put up the fight. He may not win, but damn, you want to see him wrestle again. You know that if you're in a mess with Mick Foley, you better bring it, or he's going to fuck you up. And I feel like that's not what we're getting in this day and age era. Am I? Y'all agree with that, or am I? Disagree?
No, I agree with you. The only so now the thing that kind of like made me a little bit mad was how much heat Shayna Baszler was getting, and people was calling her boring, and she ain't deserving it, shit like that. But I'm like, bruh, Shayna Baszler, even if you don't like her, she'll make you watch the damn show. And I noticed it was especially true in NXT because when hey, Ray, you remember when she broke Dakota Kai's hand?
Mm-hmm.
Bro, when I saw that shit, I could not wait to see what happened next week because I'm like, oh shit. Like it's been a very long time since I've seen someone like that savage on somebody before. And then her debut on Raw, well, not her like debut on Raw, but like when she came in on Raw and fucking bit the back of Becky Lynch's neck, that made motherfuckers want to watch what happened next week. So you could say all that shit about Shayna Baszler as you want to. She'll make you fucking sit down and watch the product with her in it because she's always doing something wild or just the way that she be having her matches. Like I had an argument the other day with one of the dudes talking about, oh, she needs to be carried. She needs to be carried in her matches, and I'm like, nigga, go watch Takeover. I forgot which one it was. I believe it was Takeover Brooklyn. Takeover Brooklyn 4. It was Shayna Baszler versus fucking Kairi Sane for the NXT Championship. And then she was trying to make the thing that she was the person was trying to say that Kairi Sane was like carrying her the entire match, and I'm like, we are watching way too different. We are watching two very different matches there because Shayna Baszler damn near killed that girl in two occasions. That match in Brooklyn and that match in at Evolution. So like Shayna Baszler, like I do agree that the ending was like eh, But at the same time, I do think it's an ending where like she can afford that. Honestly, she can afford that L and still keep it moving and still have a like a great week like right after the ending. So like at that point, we just gotta wait and see. But in terms of like the elimination chamber, like first of all, Daniel Bryan versus Drew Gulak is probably match of the night for me. That shit was
Me too.
fucking fire. It was watching poetry in motion. That like if wrestling could be art, that match would be it. Like that match was art. It was two technicians going at it. It reminded me of like the fucking Eddie Guerreros and like the Dean Malenkos and the Kurt Angles. Like those wrestlers who are like really technical. Like that shit is what I like. Like it's cool to have big men flying, and it's cool to have like people who hit hard, like Aleister Black. It's cool to have luchadors and shit like that, and people doing fucking destroyers off of top ropes and shit. But there's just something about a good technical match where two people are just like they're not even doing anything flashy. These niggas is wrestling. They
Yeah,
doing suplexes, they doing fucking reversal
yeah,
holds and shit. Like that shit right there is art. And like I
yeah,
feel like we need more of those type of matches in WWE, especially in the main roster, because it get boring watching 6-man tag team matches that you like. I be getting put to sleep watching those type of matches, bro. And like a match like that, like what those two put on, like I want to see more matches like that, honestly. But like the rest of the show was cool, you know what I'm saying? I fucking skipped the shit out of Braun Strowman and those motherfuckers. I'm glad that Sami Zayn won. It was well deserved, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, fuck that match. I ain't watching that shit. I miss unfortunately I missed the tag team elimination chamber because my stream was bugging. But I did see Miz and Morrison retain. I thought that was pretty cool. And yeah, like the rest of the show was pretty solid. Can't complain.
Also, I'm gonna need people to put some respect on Mr. Morrison's name, especially John Morrison. That man is busting his ass, and he deserved more pop than like motherfuckers are giving him. Even as a heel, I know he's a heel, but my man is busting his ass. Y'all should like at least give that man some respect at least.
Right.
Tony, you got anything to say?
oh man, I enjoyed it. Um, I enjoyed it. I'm just thinking how the WrestleMania gonna be because I'm thinking that the Undertaker versus
AJ
what's his
Styles.
name, AJ Styles gonna be stupid. Because I think this is gonna be just a it's gonna be a toss here, a choke slam there, and that's it. Um, I don't know. I mean, I like the show, but I'm just curious about the WrestleMania if that don't happen though.
Yeah.
I just don't want no weak ass match that's bored. Like usually when I watch Raw or any pay-per-view, I'll watch it later on. That way I can afford. Like you said, like the six tag team, a 6-man tag team match happening on Raw. I forward through that shit. Every time I record Raw or SmackDown, if I know it's gonna be a match that's gonna be stupid or just a burn time, I just forward through it. And it shouldn't be like that. Like that Daniel Bryan match was like that joint was crazy. That match shouldn't have been. That match shit could have been a top match for real. And it's crazy is like what's gonna happen next. But I'm just tired of AJ Styles and his two goons. It's just weak, man. I mean, they keep using these old wrestlers. I mean, they good blowing their prime, but they need to go away and retire for real. Goldberg ain't gonna be doing nothing. I don't know, man. It seems like a lot of the women's matches are doing a little bit better.
I
But I
was
enjoyed
gonna
the pay
rant
per
about
view.
Bray Wyatt. My bad, my bad.
Oh, you go away. I'm done.
I said I was gonna say two things. One, I was gonna rant about Bray Wyatt losing the belt. I know that was more Super Showdown, but I'm like, all right, I'm over that. Um, I don't think he's buried though. I do think he's this generation's Mick Foley, and he really doesn't need the belt. I know Father done said that. I agree. He doesn't really need the belt so much, and we all knew they was going.
But
I
it was
know
good.
Roman Reigns is going to be.
But it was
I
good when he
think. I
had the
think
belt.
he was good when he had the belt. I
It was
think
good
a
when he
lot
had the
of
belt. And then they go from
he
that
was
to
good.
John. They go from that to John Cena. Come on, man. He could have John
I think
Cena.
this is what they said. I think Roman was going to, the original match was going to be Ray Riot versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, which I would have preferred. I don't know about anybody else. I would have preferred. And if Roman Reigns was going to beat Bray Wyatt, I would have been mad, but at the same time I'd understand. But niggas still gonna boo Roman, so it don't matter. So I think they figured if Roman beats Goldberg, it would like he'll still get booed, but people would be like, all right, at least it wasn't Bray. And I feel like Bray Wyatt could like him wrestling John Cena. Because tell you the truth, I don't know if you saw his promo on SmackDown. That promo on SmackDown was fire. I loved it from beginning to end. I loved like it had the setup, and everybody knows Bray Wyatt is like very good at promos or whatever he does. So I just hope he beats Cena. I really hope he beats Cena. Like I will be really
Yeah.
irritated if he loses to Cena. But what was the second thing I was going to say? Oh yeah, it doesn't like WWE doesn't have to be like NXT all the time, but at least with some matches, at least one or two, make them like NXT, like where they can beat the hell out of each other, and then people will enjoy, feel like they done spent their money's worth, and like can go home happy. Like I felt like that Elimination Chamber, even if it was down to Shayna Baszler and Asuka. Asuka is very respected. One of the and people look at her as one of the best wrestlers, not just a female wrestler, one of the best wrestlers, period. And you can still like Shayna Baszler could win that, but like don't make Oscar look like that too. I don't know. I'm just an Oscar fan. I'm just sorry, but at the same time, that match could have been very NXT like, and I feel like they dropped the ball on that. Um, let's go to our final words. We're gonna start with Tony.
Wash your hands. Wash your hands. Resident Evil. I'm hiding out in the police station.
Father.
That's it.
I'm gonna need Europeans to stop fucking going to Africa because y'all spreading y'all damn diseases. Stop it. Leave us alone. And another thing, so I'm just gonna come out and say it. Apparently, I'm engaged.
Oh,
Um,
congratulations.
but she got suspended on Twitter, so I can't speak to her for the time being. So shout out to my fiance, my Twitter fiance, and yeah, I'm gonna hold it down while you suspended.
I want. I hope this thing. Well, with the C virus or the T virus, I hope it goes away real quickly. I hope it doesn't ruin my fucking summer. Even though I probably should be exercising right now, so I can at least get this gut out the way. Um, I hope it doesn't ruin.
Yeah, National Guard, Army National Guard calling for you right now, man. We waiting on you.
Yeah. I hope it doesn't ruin the summer. I hope it doesn't ruin everyone's summer. And I hope that we can just jump on shit, get it out the fucking way, and get about their day. I want everybody to be safe no matter what you do out there. Um, look both ways across the street. Yellow is the color of sun rays. Um, and Master, I really wish I saw that Master P Lone Limit concert. Tony was there. He said it was
That
fire.
Joe was fire. That Joe was fire. Mid ex her sexy ass, 50 years old, and she had that mic like, yo, bruh.
Uh, all right, and that's all I gotta say. I'd like to thank the panel for coming on. I would like to thank the y'all listening to hear us talk our shit again. Till then, this is, you know what, let me just say podcast, and we're signing out. Peace.